This is going to be the first in my series of book to movie adaptation discussions. This first one I'll discuss two movies where I saw the movie first and later read the book, and I felt that overall the movie was better. The first one is The Princess Bride. This is a movie that a lot of kids who grew up in the 80s know by heart. It's the utmost quotable movie. My family, we quote it to each other. School friends, we quote it to each other. Everybody knows the rhymes. No more rhymes now, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? All of it. It's so quotable and we love it, and I grew up watching it. It came out in the mid-80s, I think. I was probably about 6 years old when I first saw it, and it's one of those movies that we just rented over and over and over, and it was probably the first movie that we bought on VHS when I was a kid. Clearly this movie holds a dear place in my heart, and it's one of my top favorite movies still today. And as for the book, I didn't end up reading that until I was in high school, and it has just such a different feeling from the movie. The author talks to you, the reader, and he has such a sarcastic voice, and he also addresses his wife, so he's constantly saying something sort of negative about her and then saying, "Sorry, Helen," and that's just not something I liked. It made me uncomfortable. I didn't want to know how the author felt about his wife. I didn't feel like it had a place in the story, and you know, Buttercup is just a different character in the book. She's, as far as I can remember, she's like stupid. Like, he just calls her stupid, and she's sort of a flat character. Whereas in the film, of course, she's lovable and strong and, you know, learns from her mistakes and that kind of thing. So yeah, there definitely is a lot in the book that's, of course, cut out of the film, so if you want that backstory and all of those additional details, there's a lot to like about the book, but in general, for me, Princess Bride is definitely a better movie than it is a book. Second one I wanted to discuss today is Forrest Gump. Forrest Gump, big deal for me because I saw it in the theater. I did not go to the movies a lot growing up, so seeing a movie in the theater was a special occasion. I believe I was in 8th grade when it came out. I just loved everything about this film, from the way it began with the feather floating in the sky and the score, the simple, beautiful score at the beginning. I just really enjoy Forrest Gump for so many reasons. I ended up becoming a history major in college, so all of those historical moments that he gets to find himself in, and you can sort of chuckle because, you know, he ends up being in all of these great moments just by accident. It's just a beautiful story. Again, it happens to have Robin Wright in it, who is Buttercup from the previous movie that I just discussed, so I loved seeing Forrest Gump just for the actors in it, for one. And then when I read the book, it was several years later. And of course, for me, Forrest Gump was Tom Hanks, and then I read the book and I find out he's this giant blonde football player type guy. The characters are just completely different, so while it's pretty much the same story and the characters have the same name, it's almost as if since the characters are different, it's almost like they're unrelated, parallel stories, and they just are. The book has a harder quality, not harder, but more like edgier. There's more, you know, sex in it, there's more language in it. It's just sort of edgier and harder and in your face and not as sweet and lovable. I don't think Jenny was as likable in the story, nor Forrest. They're more real, they have more faults. I like their characters in the movie better. So for me, those are two stories where I love the movies very much, and the novels just had a different feel to them, had a different quality that I didn't like as much. Do you have movies that you like better than the book? Let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.